All right, now we're going to talk about classifying your solutions and what types of solutions. So there are three types of solutions to an equation. Well, three types of equations. You have conditional, which has one solution, and it's going to be x equals a number, okay? You have contradiction, which has no solution. And the final line is going to be something false. It's going to say 0 equals 1, 0 equals 3, but it's going to be a lot, something that's not true, okay? And then you have the identity equation, and that means infinite solutions, and that's when it comes down to you have 0 equals 0. So those are your three types of equations: conditional, contradiction, and identity. Okay, so we would solve this, and then we would classify it. So solving this, what would you tell me to do? I actually need to distribute because my x's are on opposite sides, right? So I'm going to need to distribute. So we have 5 minus 4 plus x equals 1 plus x. Combine like terms. This gives me 1 plus x equals 1 plus x. Notice how the left side is equal to the right side. And if I continue this, so if I subtract 1, subtract x, it's going to come down to 0 equals 0. That's all I'm going to be left with, right? 0 equals 0. When this happened, this means you have infinite solutions and you have an identity equation. I really don't know what happened to my n, but it did a little extra. So you have infinite solutions because of this right here. 0 equals 0. Do you feel like you can identify an identity equation? So when you come down to it, you end up with 0 equals 0. I like to think you can't make an infinity symbol without 2 zeros. I think about it. Okay. All right. So I'm going to pause. I'm going to let you work this problem, and then we'll talk about what it's classified as. So the step one, again, you have variables on both sides. So you do need to get rid of the parentheses. So you should have distribute. Pew, pew. 3x minus 1 equals 4 minus 16x. And then you're going to move your variables. So I have plus 1 plus 1 plus 16x plus 16x. That's going to give me 19x equals 5. Divide by 19. And you get x equals 5/19. So this is called a conditional equation because you have one answer. So there is a solution, one solution. How did we do? Okay. All right. For the sake of time, we're going to kind of dive in together. Again, I'm going to do both sides. There's variable on both sides, so we need to distribute. So we have 3x minus 6x minus 3 equals negative 3x plus 3. I'm going to combine like terms. Gives us negative 3x minus 3 equals negative 3x plus 3. We're going to isolate our variables. So adding 3, adding 3, adding 3x, adding 3x. This leaves us with 0 equals 6. Is that true?
No.
No. So this right here is false. 0 does not equal 3x. So this is what we call a contradiction. And there is no solution. So that's an example of all 3 types. If it's 0 equals 0, then that's an identity. If it's, so we had 0 equals 0, that made an identity, and you had infinite solutions. If it's x equal a number, it's a conditional. And if you come down to a false statement, it's a contradiction and there's no solution. Questions, comments, or concerns about classifying the equation? Sure? Okay.